it's Amanda, and I'm coming to you with another 30 Inks 30 Days video. Just quickly go over our pen and ink combination for yesterday. I used my TWSBI Diamond 580, the ALR in Emerald. I have a broad nib on this one, and it was really lovely to use. So here is our swatch card. Oh, that just reminded me, I didn't grab the swatch card. Oh yes I did, never mind. This like dark teal ink with this pretty blue shimmer, and yeah, it's been really nice to work with. And yeah, again, in the writing, the shimmer is really subtle, but it really like shows, it really shines in the splats. And then yeah, on this paper, even on this paper, like even the splats are kind of subtle. So yeah, it was a really nice combination. So yeah, I'm happy to move on though. We're moving on to our next day, the green ink, just because I thought it was funny. Plus I've been wanting to use this ink, and what a better time to bust it out than for such a day. So we have this like yellowy green ink with this pretty green shimmer, and ever since I've swatched it, like I think people were like really excited about it, so I'm happy to kind of finally bring it on as an ink of the day. We haven't had too many greens, I don't think. We've had a lot of teals and a lot of like dark black inks or gray inks. I mean, we've had a green. I have to fill in our days here. We have, let's see, what do we have here? We have the gray, and then we have like a black and a teal, and then our other teal, or our like dark teal. And then yeah, then we're gonna have our green. I already have the inks picked out through Thursday. And then, well, actually, maybe through Friday. I think we don't have any red here, and I really want to see a red on here, so I'm going to bust out one of the reds that I have. Yeah, so, but we have like a whole week to go after those. So if anybody has any suggestions, or requests for shimmer inks you'd like to see, I have like maybe one of the days for sure picked out. We have the random ink samples to choose from. Actually, I have like probably 2 days next week chosen, because I have an ink sample that I really want to use that I got from a friend. And yeah, so if there's anything that you want to see, whether it's a certain color, not necessarily a certain ink, like maybe we don't have, like we have an orange but we don't really have a yellow, so maybe I grab a yellow. I don't know, if there's a color or a specific ink that you want to see, I have some days to fill in the last week of the month. So I'm open to suggestions, because I want to do what you guys want to see. And so yeah, so this has been a really fun sparkly month, and yeah, I've really been looking forward to it. This is my Hobonichi page for today. I don't usually show this off until the like recap, but this is what we have. So cool. Well, I say today, I'm recording this on the 19th, so yeah, so the pen that we're going to use today is my Jinhao X750 in the Shimmering Sands finish, a sparkle pen with the sparkle ink. I don't have the Jinhao nib on this pen. I took it off because it didn't really write very well. I originally replaced it with a Goulet fine nib, because a fine nib came on this pen, and I just wanted a better writing experience. But I've since outfitted, oh, there's like water in here. I've since outfitted it with a Nemosine broad nib. It's really juicy, and I've had that on here for a while. What is up with this ink in this cap? I thought I cleaned all this out. Okay. So cool. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and tilt my camera so it's not weird for you. Yeah. I like using this pen. I don't use it nearly often enough. I've got all kinds of ink in here. Okay. I'm really excited to use this ink. 30 inks, 30 days. This ink has like really nice shading. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see it a little better. This ink is now available in, it's number 26, in 30 ml bottles, but it was, if I remember correctly, the little bottle to accompany, I forget what the ink that goes with it is. I love this ink. I love this ink color. I don't need a bottle of this. Please tell me I don't need a bottle of this ink. I don't need a bottle of this ink. We already know that. I'm going to enjoy my sample. Alright, here is our writing. Can I see any shimmer? I can see it in the 30 inks 30 days and in the April. It's still drying though, so there you go. You can see it in the hashtag 30 inks. The first two lines you can definitely see it. It's still drying on most of this, so yeah. Oh, and I have a sample that I got from Van Ness. Recently, actually, they had around St. Patrick's Day, they had a bunch of like green inks that they were showcasing, and so I picked up a few of them. And I'm going to move this because I don't want to pre-splat it. Trying to get it to move around, but okay, I need like a straw or something to do that. But here is our splat. We'll let this dry and see how far it gets before we go back to it. I've written down a ton of facts, so we'll see what makes the cut today. How many we can fit on here. Look how juicy this is on this paper. This pen, this nib, glides so smoothly on this paper. Okay, in 295, the 8th. a space fact for Sarah Katie. Yeah. So to read this, these next couple facts, in 1611, the first known performance of Shakespeare's Macbeth was at the Globe Theatre in London. I didn't write this down, but it was recorded by Simon Forman. And then in 1902, Marie and Pierre Curie isolate the radioactive compound radium chloride. When I was in like elementary school or middle school or whatever, when we first learned about Marie Curie, I was like obsessed. I'm not very science minded. I don't, science isn't my thing. Like history and like English or like literature was kind of more my thing, especially history. But I thought Marie Curie was so cool. Like, it was just like a big, like, she was like such a badass, like discovering all these things and just being like a woman and like, because it was cool because like you learn history facts and it's like all these like dudes and like she was like the first, or like, I don't think she was the first woman that we really learned about like as a history thing, but it was like the first big deal that I remember when I was in school, and I was obsessed. I was in the gifted and talented program for a while. Well, at one school they called it gifted and talented, at the other they called it high potential, and really it just made me lazy and not want to do school stuff. but we had to do a paper in that class, or it wasn't really like a class, like they pulled me out of regular classes to go do this thing. But I remember that we had to do a paper, and I did a paper on Marie Curie, and I was like obsessed. So anyway, that's just a fun fact about me. I'm not going to write this down because it's really sad, but in 1999, also the anniversary of the Columbine massacre at Columbine High School. 1999 is the year that I graduated high school, and it was like just before we graduated high school, and I just remember everybody being so, like, this was like the first like major like, I don't know if it was the first major school shooting, but it's the first major one that I remember. Like the fact that it's not the only one like boggles my mind, but like the fact that it even happened boggles the mind, but I just remember it was mind blowing. Yeah. Okay. I have a couple more things that I want to write down, and then we will do our splats. This is out of date order because I wrote it out of date order, but in 1836, the territory of Wisconsin was created. So Wisconsin's very near and dear to my heart, so there's that. In 1992, I'm not going to write this down, but I will share it because I wrote it down on my list here. The All-Star concert in memory of Freddie Mercury was held at Wembley Stadium in London. So that's a sad event as well. Like all these events are sad. And to celebrate the day that is today, that a fraction of people care about, in 1971, this wasn't on the list. This wasn't on the website that I usually get my facts from. I actually looked this up separately because I don't know, because it cracks me up. 420 was coined by a group of people. I think it was like a good friend group of guys, but I'm just gonna write people at San Rafael High School. There you go. Because that's the time that they met. to smoke. I guess it had a longer, it was shortened to 420, but there was like a certain spot that they met at, and they ended up shortening it to 420, which I feel like that would happen anyway, because people everywhere use it. Like, why is there, what is in this cap? I cleaned it all out. I dried it all out. Why is there still water in it? Okay. Anyway, so there you go. So, also out of order. Well, not really out of order. This is the only one out of order. So I'm not sure how much shimmer we got. I was trying to like, okay, we did get some shimmer. I was trying to kind of like shake it up, but the shimmer's pretty subtle. Again, in the 30 inks, some in the Colorverse Brane, like in the shimmer seems to be showing up best in the darker bits. Territory of Wisconsin has some good shimmer. A pretty green shimmer. I really love it. I really like this ink. I like the shading of it. It looks great on this paper. Let's see what it looks like. Like, even the shading on here. Like, this green, like, for whatever reason, is just, it's my jam. I love it so much. Here is the splat. It's still drying, but we do have, you can see a lot of that pretty green shimmer. This is such a pretty ink. I really don't need a bottle of this, but man, I'm going to enjoy the sample while I have it, because that's really good. Okay, so we will see, here's what it looks like in the vial before it gets incorporated. This is just a really pretty ink. I'm glad that they started offering some of these smaller inks in the 30 ml bottles. Okay. Hopefully we've gotten enough shimmer in this thing here. We had a lot of ink in the syringe. I should have probably emptied that a little more, but whatever. All the more shimmer. See if we can splat out some of these. So that looks so cool. Awesome. So there we go. Obviously we'll see this tomorrow when it's dry. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this combination. Let me zoom back out. Lift the camera a little bit. Sorry about that. Ooh, that sounded like totally Canadian for a second. Anyway, yeah. I love this pen. I love it with this nib. Yeah, I have, I think I said this before. I also have a Goulet Fine that I use on this. And I have a few other spare nibs that I could, put on it, but I really love this Nemosine. I love this Nemosine broad nib. It's really nice. So yeah, so here we go. Here's our Colorverse Brane, and like I said, I'm really looking forward to getting to use this today. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that your 20th day, we're 2/3 of the way done with this, everybody. We only have 10 more days to go. So yeah, oh, the end is getting close. This is the time when I'm like, oh no, it's almost done. It's like the first 10 days are always like, I'm so excited. And then the middle 10 days, I'm usually like, oh gosh, why did I do this? Although I haven't really had that experience this time. And then the last 10 days, I'm like, oh no, it's almost over. So yeah, so anyway, this has been super fun. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to hearing about what ink you're using today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Take care. Love you. Bye.